Good evening. We're at the regular trustee meeting for Monday, April 25th at 2025 at 5 o'clock p.m. Would all of you stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, please? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you very much. We have an agenda for today's meeting. Are there any changes or corrections?
I have several additions to make to next meeting's agenda, but not this one.
Okay, thank you. Can I get a motion, please?
Make a motion to approve the agenda for the April 25th, 2022 meeting as presented.
Second.
Trustee Dean.
Yes.
Trustee Kretz.
Yes.
Trustee Wallace.
Yes. We have general ledger report.
I'll make a motion to accept the general ledger report in the amount of $333,036.94 for the April 20th, 2022 payroll as presented.
Second.
Trustee Kretz.
Yes.
Trustee Dean.
Yes.
Trustee Wallace.
Yes.
I make a motion to accept the payments listing reports in the amount of $255,667.71 for warrants through 4/21/22.
Second.
Trustee Dean.
Yes.
Trustee Kretz.
Yes.
Trustee Wallace.
Yes.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from the April 11th, 2022 regular trustee meeting and the April 11th, 2022 special trustee meeting as presented.
Second.
Trustee Kretz.
Yes.
Trustee Dean.
Yes.
Trustee Wallace.
Yes. This is a time in our program when we have citizens wishing to speak. You are allowed 3 minutes. Is there anyone here that would like to speak? Seeing none, we'll move to old business. There's no old business. We'll go to new business. Terry Mulder, would you please tell us about the new business?
Yes, good evening, board. We have a proclamation designating the first week of May as Public Service Recognition Week.
Are there any questions or?
It can
Hearing
be-
none?
It can be passed as presented, since it was in the packet.
Still trying to get there, sorry. My
can take
computer
it,
did
yeah.
not want to.
I'll make a
come up.
motion.
There we go.
We got it? There you go.
Make a motion to pass resolution number 2022-0425-admin-F, proclamation designating the first week of May as Public Service Recognition Week, passed as presented.
Second.
Trustee Dean.
Yes.
Trustee Kretz.
Yes.
Trustee Wallace.
Yes.
And next we have the bi-weekly activity report from the Sheriff's Department.
Are there any questions?
I
None.
had none.
I have none.
Any awareness items for us, Sergeant Moore?
No, sir, not at this time. Just had a hard time hearing you.
Thank you.
And then next up we have the bi-weekly from Human Resources.
I had no questions.
You have any questions?
No, I had nothing additional.
Looks like you've been very busy, Trish. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, the sound.
Yeah, I can only hear it out of, just coming out of there, over there.
What is it?
The
The
sound
sound.
The sound?
from the staff, it's only coming out of that box over there, not over here.
Or out of something over there. That's the only place I hear it, just barely.
Yeah, the sound is on the TV, but not. Trish, can you say something?
She's on.
Hello?
There she goes.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, it's just.
Just barely.
Do we need to turn the TV up?
There's a lot of hockey playing.
Oh,
There you go.
well, that's the sound there.
That's what we needed. So try that.
Test 1, 2. Go ahead, try. Trish, say something real quick, please.
Good evening.
Yeah.
I think that's what Sergeant Moore was saying,
Yeah, as long as
because
it's
having a hard
recording.
time hearing us.
The sound is way up.
Yeah. When we figure it out, it might knock us out of here.
Yep, as long
We'll
as we're
just ask
recording.
staff to please speak loud. We have one speaker coming on. Okay, moving on to community development risk.
Sorry. Technical difficulties. Evening, Board. So before you tonight, we have a resolution for you. Just a little brief description of that. Greene County Airport is seeking for some funding for renovation of their terminal facility. And we've been working with them and Greene County Department of Development for them to assist them in applying for community investment grant. Actually, we apply for it, but just to be clear to the public, the township has they don't provide any funding for the project itself. The CIG funds, as we kind of indicated, must be given to the local government and then can be dispersed to the airport board. So the resolution in front of you is authorizing the township administrator to apply for the CIG fund. And I think there's a memorandum of understanding that's going to be presented to you at the next board meeting for approval. So you have a resolution in front of you.
Thank you. Any questions?
None. I'll make a motion to approve a resolution to apply for Greene County Community Improvement Grant funding for renovation of the Lewis E. Jackson Regional Airport Terminal Facility as presented.
Second.
Trustee Kretz,
Yes.
Trustee Dean,
Yes.
Trustee Wallace.
Yes.
Thank you, board. And any other questions with the biweekly? I'm here to answer, hopefully.
Sorry. Not passing along here.
Are there any questions to,
So is our permit chart, is that accurate? We're only 5 single-family dwellings so far for the year?
Yes, yes, sir.
This is way down.
It does seem rather low, yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to parallel at least what it looks like as far as activity, but the activity have been permitted months ago, so I'm waiting on materials, but that seems, the data that we have, obviously, for all the other years prior, for the trailing 3 or 4 or 5 years is all, that's the total for that year.
Yes, sir.
It's not period over period.
Not year-to-date, yep. We can, and obviously the chart,
It would just be interesting at the next meeting, maybe
Sure.
just to understand like first quarter versus, or, year to date versus year to date. For at least for single family and, to understand that, because that's the big piece of it.
and it, as you know, it varies, and even like in 2018, we saw a drop, but then
Sure.
a huge spike when a section opened up perhaps, so.
It just seems, looking around at, river reserves, looking at, White Barn Trail, looking at Nathaniel's Grove, it just doesn't seem to match the optics of what's going on. So,
We will give you that comparison.
great, thank you.
I had a question regarding zoning. We have a time limit on the violation updates. I've seen them come through as updates for the last several months. Is there an end game here on when these violations will
We have been
be taken care of?
we have been working diligently with specifically the 2 separate property owners and have been seeing progress. We can give you a little bit more detail on the progress, but we are continuing to see progress and see monitoring. For example, the South Alpha Bell, those are some tanks, old metal tanks, some old scrap that have been sitting back on the property, and it's been determined that the property is in a kind of a holding for a lady that's still a resident in Beavercreek, but is selling the property. So there's some real estate transactions going on there. But then the other items are just, we've actually notified the prosecutor, Greene County, on some action on some of them. So, but we're trying to work with the property owners as much as possible rather than
Appreciate it.
trigger that action. Yep.
And your staff looks like they've been really, really busy. So
Mhm. They have.
Appreciate all the work you guys have done.
Thank you.
Are there any other questions on the biweekly activity report? Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, next up is information technology report. I don't think there's anybody here from IT, so we'll move on to finance department.
Again, it seems like you've been really busy.
We have been.
It's that time of year.
Any questions regarding finance?
I had none.
And if you can just, like I said, like I said, the last meeting, just keep us up to date as far as when we anticipate audit
Okay,
coming around.
will do.
Thank you.
Next up is the road report.
Any questions to Mr. Parks? No, he's not here.
He was there earlier. What happened? Wonder if he's running over here because he can't hear anything.
I had nothing additional.
Any questions? Okay. Moving on.
Fire.
Any question you want to ask, I'll be more than happy to take it back to Chief Van Boss. Any hard question at all? No. I will read this into record, if you don't mind, in the recognition of excellence continuing. If you don't mind, I will. Firefighter Bowman and Firefighter Jones responded to a medical call where a child had been attacked by a dog. The auxiliary leader, Kate Hone, witnessed the interaction of the firefighters and the upset child and her parent. She said their interactions were with both patient and parent were extremely professional and calm, helping to diffuse the tense situation or a tense incident and allowing for better patient care and outcome. Their attitude, demeanor, and actions exemplify the standard of the fire department that the fire department aspires and the service we're committed to provide to our community. So just wanted to recognize that. I'm sure the chief wanted that explained also. So again, if there's any questions, I'll take them back to the chief.
Are there any questions from anyone?
I had none.
I had none.
Jeez.
Off easy.
Okay, our legal advisor, do you have any,
Nothing at this time.
thank you, Don? Our fiscal officer?
Yes, thank you, board. Just some communications in your packet this week that I sent out. You did receive a letter from the Greene County Budget Commission. And the reason I included this, otherwise, it's pretty perfunctory, but being that the last 2 years, the Greene County Budget Commission has waived the tax budget requirement, this may be a little bit newer. So I just want to bring it to the board's attention that coming either the second meeting in June or the first meeting in July, we will have to have a public hearing for the 2023 tax budget to present to the Greene County Budget Commission. Purposes of a tax budget is twofold. One, it's just to ensure that legally we cannot budget for a deficit. So we have to provide 3 years of actuals and then project 3 years forward of what we believe our revenues and our expenditures to be. We cannot purposely budget for a deficit. That's against state law. The state of Ohio's mechanism to check for that is the County Budget Commission, which is the county auditor, county treasurer, and county prosecutor. They review all the tax budgets. And then the second item, the purpose of a tax budget is to ensure that the tax levies that we're collecting for the township are actually needed. Contrary maybe to popular belief, just because voters approve a tax levy, the County Budget Commission does have the legal authority not to collect if we cannot prove a need for the levies that we do collect. So we have to prove a need, and obviously we do that by showing our financial forecasting, our budgets, and all the activities from the various departments. So I know Finance Director Molden is working with staff to complete this, but we were presenting that probably the second meeting in June or the first meeting in July. But other than that, that's all I have this evening. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Rushing.
Thank you.
We're at meetings. I have nothing to report MVRPC. Our administrator's not here, so I don't believe we have anything on TAC.
We will provide the meeting agenda the next,
Great.
the next time.
Thank you. Regional Planning Commission?
Full commission is tomorrow evening. There's nothing for Beavercreek Township on the agenda.
Thank you. Health Department?
Same as last meeting, next meeting is the first Thursday of the month. If anybody wants to come and join me at the meeting.
School Superintendent, City Manager, and Township. We met with the city last week, so that was a good meeting, I felt. Good dialogue. Wright Patterson, again, Mr. Zahariff is not available. Green County Township Association, again, I reported last meeting. We had the meeting on the second Tuesday in May. Investment Oversight Committee?
Nothing to report.
Okay. Is there any other information that would be relevant for the good of the order? Okay. Have anything to share? Okay. Hearing nothing, I'll accept the motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Trustee Kretz,
Yes.
Trustee Dean,
Yes.
Trustee Wallace.
Yes. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, staff.